welcome back. And we're moving into our final conversation for today as we get the details from the Executive Director of Youth Enhancement Services about an upcoming program aimed to help young girls in Belize. We have with us on set Cain. Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome.
And thanks for having me.
Now, Ms. Cain, we're talking about one of the programs, one of the hallmark programs out of YES. And I just want to give you the opportunity to kind of talk about the work that the Youth Enhancement Services does and who its target is.
Okay, let me give an entire background because people might not know.
Yeah.
So let me start off by saying we started in 1989. One of our pioneer persons were Miss Lauren Damanin. I think I'm saying that name because everybody would know her as that name. No?
Burgess.
Yeah, Lauren Burgess. She was our very first employee. And when we started the program, we started out as an alternative program to help young women who either drop out of high school or primary school. And so it's an alternative educational program that we have at our training center in Lloyds Bank. We have two locations, one in Belize City and the other in Lloyds Bank. The one in Belize City, we focus mainly on teen mothers, and we offer support such as parenting sessions. We do sexuality, because at that point in time they are already pregnant, and so they need to be aware of their body, how to prevent another pregnancy, how to take care of themselves, how to take care of the baby. And so we focus a lot on that. At the training center in Lloyds Bank, which we're focusing on today, is we have been offering training program, a 2-year training program for young women. But we find out when we are dealing with our teen moms who want to attend the program that they cannot attend because of not having a babysitter, cannot afford a babysitter, and sometimes they don't have support systems where maybe a grandmother or mother would say, look, I'll babysit. So what we are doing now is to say, our program is for 4 days a week, Monday to Thursdays. And we're offering basic math, English, and sometimes advanced level depending on where they are. Because when that young person walks into our program, what we do is some pre-tests. Exactly where is that person mathematically, English, reading and writing and all of that. And so then we place them according to their abilities. So what we are targeting this semester is to look at young women who might want to come to the training center but cannot come 4 days a week. Maybe they only want to come for the math and English so that they can prepare themselves to go back to school. What we try to do, as our mission statement states, is to empower young women. So we say to them, look, you can come for the math and English or the sewing and the computer class, it's your choice. But we try to stress the math and English because then at that point, if they take that and they advance themselves, they can go and get their high school diploma. And the place that we refer them mostly to, who is offering that in the evening, is the Gwendolyn High School. So we're saying to them that, you know, it's not enough just to sit around, not do anything, don't have a paper. We even sell it to them to say, look, if you're applying for a job, an employer is going to be picking out the applications that have a diploma at least. So you need to put yourself in that advantage bracket where you have a diploma and you can offer yourself for a job.
Now, we talk about high school dropouts, and oftentimes people look at young boys because the statistics show that the boys tend to drop out of school more. But there is a population, and you have been working with this population since the late 1980s, of young girls who drop out of school as teenagers. What are some of the reasons that you find that girls leave primary school or high school early?
Usually, and not to sound like we're picking on anybody, but usually there must be some problem within the home. And it might be that one basic that I know is finance. Because primary school is mandatory, so you can go up to standard 6, but for some other reason along the way, you have children who have dropped out from standard 5, standard 4. That's what I have seen in my experience. And that usually there is some sort of mishap within the home where maybe there's abuse, the child is uncontrollable, she ran away, things like that, you know. Most of the time when they have finished standard 6, maybe they did not pass the PSC, although the government, the Ministry of Education had opened that bracket now where children can attend. But somehow maybe they don't feel comfortable going to a traditional high school because maybe they don't think they have the necessary skills to pass that passing in high school. So they will come to us to learn a skill. And you know, sometimes along that way, when these children come to us, we try to encourage them, look, maybe you were not ready then, but maybe you're ready now. So after the 2 years, we have had lots of young women from our training center who have gone on to go in Lizarraga.
And get their high school diploma.
Right, and
Fantastic.
so we are very proud of those girls. We have some who decide, look, I don't want to go back to school, but I want a job. And I usually tell people, not boasting, but usually tell people when I walk into all what we classify as fancy hotels in Belize, and I look around and I say, somebody said, Miss Cain. I said, hey, I want to be girl, you know. You know, and I feel so proud that we have our past students working in these hotels, working at all, because once you are gainfully employed, in my opinion, you can take care of your family. It doesn't matter how much you make once you know how to budget. And all of that we do in life skills. How is it that you can budget this $150, you know, to help? So, you know, it's about empowering young women so they can become independent and at the same time help their families.
A question here based on listening and understanding what you're saying. While you're seeking to empower young women through alternative education, if I may, the irony here seems to be that these young girls, in some respects, have fallen, so to speak. They've either dropped out of school, some of them have dropped out of school because of becoming pregnant or whatever other factors. So is it then a matter of picking them up back and then helping them to learn to survive in the practical world as well?
Right. Exactly. That you hit the nail right on the head. Because what we try to do, right, we say maybe they have fallen, and some parts of society would even try to victimize them and point finger and blame these children. And most of the time, they are the victims. They're the one who we should be guiding and helping. So YES, from the time we started and say YES is a safe place. So when they walk through our doors, there should be no more abuse, there should be no more shouting, there should be no more whatever, right? So we try to train our staff to operate with the young women in that way. And we even have a timeout room because we, at this point in time, you can be hall and pulling children. Okay, you are not yourself. And we tell them before they come in the door, you know, because sometimes some come with a bad mood. If you're not willing to function today, you go to the timeout room, and when you are ready to function, come to us. And so we are there to pick them up, to steer them in the right direction, give them some basic counseling. There are times when the counseling that they need, we don't have the skills, so we would refer as well. So we have to identify all of those things. What is it that young person really needs, you know? And so we try to work with them. They come back and they will tell us, look, thanks for what you have done. We have seen a lot of success in our time over the years. So we have been continuing to do what we do. And sometimes people would ask, because as you started to allude to it, what about boys? But our expertise is with young women, and the limited resources that we have decided to put it within young women and girls.
So you take in how many students per year?
We can hold a maximum of 35 students. Sometimes we don't have that amount, I'll be honest. But it's the less we have sometimes, it's better, because they also come with behavioral problems, right? And sometimes then you have to be doing a lot of correcting of behavior so they can settle down for the day to really get something. And sometimes we use the timeout room too to say, look, if you're not willing to learn today, you cannot be hampering the learning of others. So probably you need to go and take a time out. And so the least we have that we can take is better, but we can hold 35. We have the computer rooms and the sewing room that hold about 14 at one time.
So you have 25 to 35 students per year. What is the cost? I mean, part of the issue that they may drop out of school is because they can't afford it. Can they afford going to your
They definitely can afford. They definitely can afford going to YES, because we do not harass them for payment. Although we should, but we don't, because we know of the family situation. When we take in a girl at YES, we don't just take in that girl. We need to see the entire family. And when I say to see the entire family, not to go and really interfere in their business. But we do make a home visit and try to build a relationship with the mother. Most of the time, unfortunately, it's the mother. And so when you do that, you realize then where that child is coming from financially, where she's coming from within her own little community, what she goes through on a daily basis. And so we take all of that into consideration. Our fee is a $10 registration for the year, and we charge $20 a month. Now we also, I must say, we have scholarships, and we have some available right now for those who would want to come.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the $10 registration, because they also another advantage where they have to take a bus.
Yeah.
And that bus is $1.50, I think it raised recently. $1.50 each way, so that's $3. We're dealing with low-income people, so we don't want to burden them.
Yeah.
I can imagine some of the challenges that one would face from the administrative end, I would want to say, in terms of dealing with some of these students with behavioral problems and what have you. What is being offered to some of these kids in terms of either counseling, in terms of being able to boost their self-esteem, and specific areas that would help them to realize their potential and see themselves differently than what society would look at them and cast its own aspersions?
You know, we have been doing this for quite a long time. Even when you have 20, say 15, I mean, go that 20, 15 young women in one room for, you know, day in, day out, they get into each other's faces.
There's a certain dynamic.
right. And they start to, I don't like that one, miss, and that one don't like me, and all kind of thing. So what we do, we have a session that we call rap session. Because sometimes we quickly could see it escalating.
Yeah.
And the escalation sometimes does not happen on the compound, because they know that we will deal with them strictly. So it happened on the street. So we quickly say, okay, maybe it was English that was assigned from 10 to 12. We need to scrap this. We need to deal with whatever issue is going on. And so we talk it out, and we talk it out, and we talk it out. And sometimes it takes the entire 2 hours, because you'll find they will lie in between, some will come with the truth. But the whole point of that rap session is to let them kind of conflict resolution. Let's get rid of this conflict. Let's forgive each other, who to say sorry, who to apologize, you know, whatever should happen. And so then we try to talk them out. The behavior, most of the girls that come in with behavioral problem is due maybe to their lack of self-esteem that you mentioned. And so we deal with that in counseling, we deal with that in life skills. We try to build their self-esteem, build their self-image. So we look at, when we get in, one of our first rule is not to say no, we can't do it. Not to bring down other students, you know, be open-minded to whatever that person is saying, and you will have a turn to voice your opinion. So every opinion counts. You know, sometimes I say, girl, you stupid, why you say that for? No. We try to discourage things like that.
And you do life skills as well?
Yes, the life skills is where we try to build their self-esteem. The counseling, individual counseling, the counselor will work with them in that issue, work with them with personal issues that they are experiencing in their lives.
So how do people sign up for this program? It's a 1-year program.
It's a 1-year program for now. We were offering it for 2 years, but we know that why we decided to go 1 year, some of the girls might only need a year, some might need more, so they have the ability to say, look, I need another year. But what we are trying to say at this point is to sign up is relatively easy. You can go to the Belize City office at the Cleopatra White compound, or call us at 225-2315 and call and say, you know, you're interested in the program. You might just do 1 class, you might do the whole 4 days, you might do 2 classes. Whatever you're interested in, we are willing to work with you.
And if somebody wants to offer scholarships to young girls, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, they also can get in touch with the office. And again, the number for the Belize City office is 203-705. And the Belize City one is 225-2315. So they can call us, they can tell us what they would like to help with. And if not, if it's just for a student to sign up, that is fine as well.
Okay. And school starts on?
September 4th.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we hope that we have shown some young girls who are not in school one avenue that they can take to be able to get back on track, and especially if they're teen moms, I think it's so crucial that they're able
Right.
to equip themselves to be marketable when looking for a job.
Right.
So YES starts September 4th. The registration is $10, and you register right here in Belize City
Right.
at their office by Cleopatra White.
Yes.
Thank you for stopping in, Miss Karen. We
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
too. Thank you too.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap-up, so stay tuned.